Good afternoon. My name is Sheena Owusu Ansah, and I'm an operations geologist with ENI Ghana. I'm going to take you through just some few slides of my experience as a geologist working in the oil and gas industry, specifically with ENI. So how did I enter the industry? First of all, I have a degree in geology from the University of Ghana. And then in January 2010, I got employed by Baker Hughes, which is now Baker Hughes GE. I worked as a geoscientist, and then it's a service company, so you have to work for different clients in different locations. And the training process is very tedious and fast. So I had to go for training in a lot of countries, Dubai, US, Scotland, and the rest. And then after that, you have classroom training, and then you also have on-the-job training. So after what you learn theoretically in the classroom, you go to a different place, and then you practice it, and then you are trained on the job. I did all of that as well, and then I also got a chance to live in South Africa, specifically Cape Town, and work there for a year while supporting other countries within Sub-Saharan Africa. I worked in Baker Hughes basically for 5 years, and then 3 years after that, I joined ENI Ghana. So I joined ENI as a well site geologist. I didn't join as an operations geologist. I joined as a well site geologist. And as a well site geologist, you're supposed to work on the rig. It's either onshore or offshore, but in Ghana, our rig is offshore. So I was working offshore as a well site geologist. And when you work offshore, work is going on continuously for 24 hours, 7 days a week. But of course, you can't have one person doing that. So you work 12 hours, your shift, and then somebody comes. So either you work in the morning, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., and then somebody comes to do the evening session. That's how it is. And then as a well site geologist, the typical day-to-day activities, you do geological reports, especially when we're drilling. Even when I'm not drilling, once you're on the rig, you have to write geological reports. And then you supervise and do mud logging activities. I don't want to go too much into the technicalities, but the services that are ongoing, which are under the geological jurisdiction, you are more or less in charge of them, and then you have to supervise, and also whatever data they are collecting, you have to make sure that you quality control it and everything is going as planned. And then when we are drilling, you are also the focal point for your other colleagues in town. So whatever is going on, when you have to reach the reservoir section, you have to make sure you advise town that this is what we are going to get into. Now, working offshore, as Abigail mentioned, is the whole, globally we have just 20% of women in the industry. And so you would imagine, even me working in ENI Ghana offshore, at that particular time in the ENI team, I was the only female. But the good thing is when I was going to the office, the person who took over for me was also a female. So, like she said, we are very talented, and the women are doing very well. So, because there's work going on 24 hours every time, even if you are on off shift, work is still ongoing. You can learn a lot within a short time. You don't have to restrict yourself to, oh, this is what I'm doing, I'm a geologist. So when something completions or cementing or something is going on, it doesn't concern me. No, you're allowed to go. You just have to make sure whoever is in charge, you talk to them before they know that you are within the working area. So you get to learn a lot whilst you are offshore. And the typical rotation, maybe it might be different from place to place, but generally is a 28 days on and then a 28 days off, which is 1 month on, 1 month on the rig. So if you take a year, it means you are working for just 6 months in a year. But at the end of the day, you are paid for the whole year because you are paid whilst you're on the rig and you are paid when you are home. So that's the good part of it. And then as I said, you get to learn a lot within a short time. It's a good grounds for training and then work experience. And you get to work with different people. It's not just ENI people. You work with the service providers and both on the technical and non-technical. So many people on the rig. You can have about almost 200 people on a particular rig. I showed in the first slide the drill ship that we were on. You can have as much as 200 people on the rig. So you get to learn teamwork because you have to work with different teams. Even if you don't work with them, those who come to clean your room and all that, you have to have a way of relating with them. So you end up learning how to, your interpersonal skills are also enhanced when you work offshore. And then you get to learn to think on your feet because nothing waits for you. Everything's going on, the work is going on. So when there's an issue, you should be able to think outside the box and give a solution as soon as possible. It's not now that you're going to do research and come. So, yeah. And as a female, we serve, for example, me, I'll serve as a role model for younger ladies who think, oh, offshore is tedious, so I can't go. It is doable. So it's a good thing. And you get to travel to a lot of locations that you didn't dream of. There were some countries I didn't even think about, that I found myself there. And it's good when you go, you explore and then you know the people. And if you get the chance to work as an expatriate, like our chairman was 20-something years, there's advantages of working offshore as well. Just like any other industry, it all comes with its own risks. Because you're working on a drill ship, some platform or whatever, in the middle of the sea, it's a very, very highly risked environment. So the next thing you do, someone might get hurt, or someone might even die. So we put in a lot of HSE measures. Everybody is supposed to be very, very observant. You can't just see something lying here and say, I didn't put it there, so you pass by. You have to pick it, and then you make an observation about it, so that it's shared with others, and the same thing is not repeated. Like this, it's just a highly risky environment, so you have to be very cautious as you do your work. And then you're doing a rotation, 28 days on, 28 days off. Sometimes you don't even have control over it because you are rotating with someone. So until you come to some agreement, there are some milestones you spend offshore. You can't say, no, I won't go to work because my birthday is around the corner. No. And then as a female, sometimes you have to work extra hard because some people are of the notion that, oh, because she's a female, that's why they give her the job. No, it's not so. But you also have to prove that you're not there because you're a female. You are there because you work hard for it and then you deserve it. And then the perception that the women are emotional. So even if we are going through something tough, you can't stand there and be crying. No. Even if you want to cry, you hold it in. When it's done, you go to your room, you close the door, then you cry. Nobody will see it and nobody knows. But yeah, those are some of the few disadvantages. Now, working offshore, you are in an enclosed environment for 1 full month, and you don't get to see land, you don't see anything, even birds cry, you don't see. So they try to put in facilities that would help us release tension and stress. So all of this is on the rig, the gym, all this stuff is on the rig. So I took advantage of it. That okay, when I'm on my shift off, I go to the gym and then utilize it. And through that, I was able to lose about 25 kg in just a year. I didn't do any fancy diet or anything, just going to the gym regularly and then eating right. And then I participated in my first 5K marathon in 2016. But from here, I got promoted to operations geologist, so I moved back into the office. It's not a promotion that made me go big, you know? So in the office, I work right now as an operations geologist. And then, let me not bore you with all that, but I work with, and my team, we work together with the reservoir department, drilling department, and all that, completions department, to work together on the data and whatever is needed for drilling wells. In all this, especially as a woman, how do we strike the balance? How do you do all this work? And then for me, who is married, how do I put the two together? So, I'm married. I've been married for the past 6 years. And it's been possible also for me to do this kind of job because I've had a supportive husband. And it's funny, but your partner for life can either help and make your career. Maybe you have career plans already, but there are lots of women who they get married and their husband will say, oh no, now you're married, so stay home, take care of the house. So for me, it's been good that I have a husband who understands that I had dreams of my own before I met him and before we got married. So, and all this, I also try as much as possible not to take work home. When I have to do my work, I have my tasks. I make sure I finish it within what I have to do so that when I go home, I have a peace of mind. That's the good thing about working in an operator company. Nobody will call you in the middle of the night and say, come to work. But the service company is crazy out there. But with ENI, I can do what I have to do, and then when I go home, I have time for my family. Maybe once in a blue moon, but that is not something that happens very often. You would have to work in the office on the weekends or holidays, but it doesn't happen very much often. And that's a way of advancing myself extra. I'm currently doing my master's in engineering and management at the Coventry University. So that's just me.